What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Hello to all the new subscribers and all the new people on my channel. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. I had an issue with my garage lately. Well, I did have an issue where this upper storage area kind of collapsed on me, so I had to redo everything and just make sure that it was secure enough so that I could store some stuff up there, because I didn't want anything to happen to any of my cars, because I parked my cars in here. So I had to take a weekend and get that all squared away, but I'm kind of glad that's all done with. Just out here straightening up, getting all my tools organized. Got some new stuff for the car. I got a new camera stand. Just trying to get everything straightened up, because this garage has been a mess. I like to be kind of organized with my stuff, because when you're not organized, you can't really work right, and when you can't work right, it's frustrating. So I'm going to be pulling some of the cars in, just giving you guys an update on each car and what's going to be going on with the cars at this point. So let's get started, and I'm going to be pulling in the yellow SI in first. This one was in such good condition that I really couldn't pass it up for the price that they were selling it. So nothing's really changed to this car. I've just been driving it every now and then, just keeping the fluids moving, rotating the tires, just checking everything. I did an oil change on it, and just been like keeping up on it, just like little things. This is the side that I'm eventually going to take care of, because there's some sun damage and it needs to be repainted, and it's got a few dings and dents that I want to clear up. I do want to restore it and keep it stock, but I'm just so tempted to throw wheels on it. I gotta actually vacuum it out today. Let me show you guys. So I haven't really touched anything under the hood, and I really don't need to, but as it doesn't leak oil, it doesn't leak any tranny fluid, everything is still pretty good. There's a lot of maintenance that's been done on this car, so it's been really kept up with. 228,000 miles, and a lot of those miles are highway miles, so it's still really original and really clean. I have all the new weather strips for it. I have new tail lights for it. I'm going to be replacing a lot of that stuff as time goes by. Other than that, this car has been really good to me, and it's been really reliable. The only thing I had to change was the battery. So don't really got much to do to this, but I was just going to clean it out, just make sure the fluids are good. There's a crack on this corner light that's been bugging me. So I'm actually going to take the corner lights off. Well, I already took the corner lights off the Teal CRX, and I'm using amber corners, so I'm going to actually put their original corners back on this car. So I don't know if you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. There's like a few hairline cracks in this lens that's just been kind of like bugging me. So I'm gonna take the other lens I have that's actually cleaner, and I'm just gonna throw it on. It's been bothering me that the whole lens is cracked, so I changed some of the bulbs that were out, so I'm just throw that back on. So this is just a lot cleaner. I didn't even realize when I turned the lights on, I noticed how cracked this one was. It's got a lot of marks, and I think like just stuff flying up from the highway, like rocks and stuff. So I'm actually gonna swap this one out too. I had to close the garage door because there's literally an adult slip and slide happening right here, so I couldn't even hear myself talk. Hope you guys don't really hear any of that in the background, but I'm just gonna change that other corner light out just because it's killing me now that I see it with the light on. It's got all these marks in it, so I'm gonna change that out real quick and just give this thing a quick cleaning.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I feel it coming together. People will see me and cry. I'm gonna make it to heaven. Light up the sky like a flame. I'm gonna live forever. Baby, remember my
You ain't official until you have one of these. Thanks, Sean. Alright guys, I think that is it for this car today. So I wasn't really doing much of this anyway. I just wanted to just make sure everything was up to standard. And of course, the most important thing, the truth right there. Garage built Hondas. So I'm gonna back this car out and it's time to bring the EF hatch in. Alright guys, so I'm sure you remember my 1990 EF hatch. Haven't had this one too long, maybe a few months. I have a video on this that I show the car and I show everything that it's about. It's been a great daily, super reliable. I recently did a lot of things to this car when I picked it up because it was sitting since 2001, so it did need quite a few things, and I'm just happy that it's on the road now. It's driving really well, and this thing is just, it's got so much potential, and I'm so excited to actually start working on it. I was gonna swap it right away, but then I decided that that's probably not my best option right now because money's a little tight, and I just, you know, I'm not trying to rush into anything or a new project right away because there's still some things I'm trying to tighten up. With some thought, I figured that, you know, if I'm gonna make this daily better, I figured what could I do that's cost effective, that won't have me spending so much money on this car, something that won't kill my pocket, or something that's easy to actually swap into this car. And then it hit me. This is the old CRX SI motor, and yeah, this motor's probably got some miles on it, not even high mileage, but you know, it definitely needs to get refreshed up and probably rebuilt. The tranny is in perfect condition, and I never had any other issues with this car, with this motor, I'm sorry. I'm really considering taking this motor and putting it into this car because you get 72 horses out of the motor that's in here, and this you get about 102, so not that much, but just it'll be a lot better in this car because unfortunately I couldn't find an SI, but I was so happy with this car once I got it and I started to drive it that this thing, you know, it deserves to be better. In the near future, I plan on basically taking this motor apart and rebuilding it. I gotta separate the trans and just take a few things off of it, but I'm not gonna do it today. But this is what I have in mind for this car. I was gonna swap it, put an LS in it, maybe a B20, but then I thought, why am I gonna rush into that when I could definitely do that later on down the line? Eventually gonna just convert this car to multi-port, so that way eventually when I do swap it later, it'll be a lot easier just to throw a B series in here. I won't have to really go crazy. What I basically want to do to this today, I want to clean it out, and I haven't really had time to really do much to it, so I'm going to change this taillight out because it's been bothering me. It's got a lot of cracks in it and it fills up with water, so it's kind of annoying. I was thinking about changing this this center garnish, but the one I have, the red one, I noticed on the back the tabs are all broken. So I don't know how good it's gonna be to me with the missing tabs, but we'll see what happens. So here's the taillight replacement. Not in the best of shape, but it's a lot better than the one that's on there. So I'm gonna be swapping this out. I'm gonna swap this out right now. The gasket that you want to swap over to the new lens because it keeps a lot of the water and the noise out of the equation. So I'm going to be switching the internals so that way I can hook up the bolts and everything like that, and I can just put the light right back on. So basically switching the internals is pretty simple. It's not rocket science. You have to squeeze a little tab to get one of the sockets free, but everything else, just you got to turn it to the left and it will pretty much come out. Retrace your steps, put everything back into each location where it was, and then you'll be good to go. You can plug it right in. everything's in place. Just an FYI, I wouldn't put the rubber gasket on until after you have everything situated, because it actually has to go over all the wires. Pretty straightforward, guys. I think it looks 10 times better. I think it changes the whole outlook of the rear of the car when you have decent lenses. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but it was a lot better than that huge crack. Man, this car is dirty. I think I gotta clean this thing out. I think it's time for a nice vacuum. Alright, so I gave the car a good vacuum. I cleaned the front windshield. And I decided to change the wipers since they've seen better days and I wasn't really getting the full effect needed in the rain. Tire pressure is good, oil is good, fluids are good, all the lights are good. Got that tail light changed. And she is smelling pretty good on the inside. So, future things I'm going to do to this car, like I said, I'm going to take that motor and refresh it. This is a good motor to have. It's really reliable, and I could even put it in now and count on it, but I'd rather just make sure it's 100% because this is the stock motor for the CRX, and I'm gonna keep it no matter what, so I might as well rebuild it if I'm gonna use it for now. Unfortunately for this, I cannot put this on the back. I'm gonna have to find another one because the tabs are all broken, unfortunately. Kind of sucks because I actually like the red a lot better. So the EF hatch is all good, and I'm going to be pulling in the CRX now to just show you guys what's going on with that car. The Teal CRX. So what has happened to it? What is done to it? What are my future plans with this car? Just a little recap. It's a B16A 1991. The color is Tahitian green pearl. Currently sitting on Skunk 2 suspensions with Skunk 2 camber kits. Also, I got my exhaust put on, guys. I don't know if I had a video showing, but yeah, I got my vibrant exhaust with my mandrel piping on. I think it sounds really good. I really like it. It's not loud, it's not quiet, it's just got that like raspy rumble tone that rev it a bit so you can get an idea of the sound I was going for. So yeah, I'm happy with that sound. I know it might sound a little loud in the garage, but it sounds a lot better when you're in the open street and it's not echoing off four walls. So, B16A OBD0 from the SIR CRX in Japan. Basically stock, and that's pretty much, I think, how I'm going to leave it as far as motor. One of the things that was really annoying about this car when I first swapped it was I had no RPM gauge, and I never really like looked into it on why I had no RPM gauge, because when I had the single in there it was working, so it was a little weird to me. But I didn't use my original harness from my original single cam. As you can see, it's actually right here on this motor still. It's still got the wiring harness on there. What I did was, since I didn't want to really chop that up, I went and bought another harness for a single cam. It actually came off of a 4-door EX sedan, and when I dug into it a little more, I noticed that there was a break right in the wire out of the distributor. You got two wires coming out of the Dizzy. One's a ground and one's the signal. The signal is the blue wire, which basically gives you your tachometer, which is your RPM gauge. So I jumped the wire from the plug and connected it. Now I have an RPM gauge. Just want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the distributor, and if you notice, there's two wires coming out of the plug here. One is basically a signal for your tach, and it's the blue wire, which then plugs into this. But if you notice, it's broken right there. So I'm just gonna jump these two, just make like a solid connection, because that's really just the only reason I don't have a tachometer. So yeah, pretty simple fix. I always think the worst. This is what I did. So Just got 2 crimpers and a wire. Jumped it from the blue coming out of the Dizzy to the blue after the electrical connector that goes to the Dizzy. So let's go inside, see if we got some RPMs. Okay guys, so I had no RPMs for the longest since I've had this, well not the longest, since I've had the swap. Now I know I have a check engine light already, so let's just see if the RPMs work now. Hey, RPMs are working. Nice. Because who doesn't want an RPM gauge when you have a VTEC motor? I mean, it's kind of silly. I know I haven't really made driving videos for you guys. I do apologize for that. I've been really busy and I'm sorry that, you know, I haven't got the footage out to show you guys. Basically, I have a friend that you guys know about on the channel. His name's Blair. He's the friend that comes out and helps me. He's in a few other videos. He's got an EK hatch. It's black. It's got a B20V in it. It's pretty much a stock B20V. I wouldn't say it's got a really good tune. I think it's got an average base map tune. It's probably making about 180, I'd say, on a good day. And I want to set up a race with that car because I haven't really tested this motor yet. And surprisingly enough, when I do drive this car, it does surprise me still on how much power it has just for a little 1.6. So I'd like to put it up against something where I can see where it stands. I know it's faster than stock B20s. I know it's faster than stock LSs. I don't think it's faster than GSRs, and I'm not sure. It's probably not faster than a B20. I would guess not, because it doesn't make sense. No replacement for displacement. It's a 2-liter with VTEC. You can't beat that. But a lot of people underestimate this motor. It's a 1.6 with VTEC, but honestly, it's pretty badass. I've never really had much experience with B series. I've never really had much experience with many motors, but my friend had a GSR in his hatch, and man, that thing, it was pretty quick and it had a lot of pull. So I wouldn't say this is like that, but it's right behind it. And being that it's already in an EF chassis, it's probably the lightest chassis that you could get. And I didn't really cut anything. It's got full interiors. It's got full interior still. So yeah, this is the car as she sits now. I'm gonna try to get some more footage out since the weather's been really good. I hope you guys liked my video from Arizona when I went to go see my sister. I such a different lifestyle, and the car culture out there is so cool and it's so laid back. Really can't wait to get out there again. But basically, I think that's a wrap for this video. I know it wasn't much. I just wanted to update you guys, show you guys what's going on with the cars, and just trying to get you guys a little bit of look ahead and see what's gonna happen in the future. But I was thinking about doing a JDM front end, but I'm also a little torn between that because I feel like so many people do it, but I'm not sure. Just wanted to clean up the cars, show you guys where they stand, and trying to just slowly get rid of parts that I don't need. Got a crap load of genuine Honda parts that I gotta go through, so stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more updates. Like, subscribe, and check out the new content that's going to be coming out soon. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time on the channel.